Sure, I want to say playoffs. Playoffs about to start. Yeah, but I sometimes do something different though. I'll clean that floor because the dogs been tracking in mud, so I just been kind of waiting for it to kind of dry out before I clean it up again. Pine saw. I pine sawed it with the spray. Yeah, there's a certain amount that I got that I should still have. Hey, that's a good point. Hey, that's a good point. Jeez.
So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down. From the gun, it's called.
Catch the rock, Crabtree. Oh, that was it.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they can use something here on third down.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
The offense was in a tough spot and opportunistic defense.
Thank you.
Get the turnover, they get the touchdown.
I know this is going to sound strange, but oftentimes defenses call for this type of a play in this situation. Offense pin back near their own goal line. They tell them, be aggressive, go for the football, create a score. That's exactly what they did.
And he's able to get it out of there. This is a pretty good kick. Fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble. That could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for a quick returner,
That's funny.
such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. They'll start the drive with Jamal Charles.
Oh.
He's got Jamal Charles, nobody in front. He's at the 30.
Ooh, good tackle.
Get it all the way down to the 20. It's a big run there by Charles. 59 yards.
Yeah, that's a big run.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. A carry from the Northern California native, Devontae Walker. And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage at that. And with a flag on the field, and that one looks to be in the area where someone was held. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Back to throw, Simeon. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. Here's Simeon. Green with a catch left side.
Goodness, just give it to him. That's poor tackling. Poor tackling.
24 yards.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now.
Good play.
You can't run with a tight end as a linebacker. This is going to be the result every time.
In the red zone this time. They come out here to the eye. Simeon's going to keep it. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Trevor Simeon, his first touchdown of the year. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. Now McManus on to kick this one off. The return, here's a dangerous Cordero Patterson. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals. Right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number The biggest goal, I think, is to be
Ooh, slow on the step, Marshawn.
heading into the playoffs, so that you can grab as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least
Real
secure
slow.
home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Second down following the run. Shift together here from the D-line. Carr now to throw. Forced down to his.
Oh my goodness.
It's picked up by the Broncos. And his crew will take over.
Ooh, that ain't good.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
The first down carry here for Charles. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. He couldn't get the edge there. It wasn't sealed, so maybe not all on the guy running the football all the time on those tosses and the pitches that go to the outside.
No, not at all. I would agree with that totally, because sometimes the defensive guys, they win the edge battle. And when they do that, there's no place for the running back to go, and especially for offensive linemen trying to get out ahead. With their footwork and speed, it was negligible on that play. No gain at all for the offense.
Halfback sent in motion. Here's Simeon now on second down. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked off by David Amerson. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Now after the INT, it's Carr. Flushed out right. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And a nice gain at 21 yards. That's a matchup maybe they go back to their outer third of the field as this game continues.
Yeah, I think back to my high school coach, John Ford. He used to say when we got big plays early in a game or good plays, he'd always say, foul it away, lad, foul it away, because he'd want to come back to it later in a key situation. They may come back to this one a little more often than that.
Didn't he say laddie or did he say lad?
Yeah, it just depended on what he was feeling at the moment.
Okay, I thought that was the guy you told me about. He used to say laddie a lot.
Laddie, when you heard laddie, he was usually in a pretty good mood. Lad, eh.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. On second down, Lynch. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. Going to try and throw on third down. They'll set up the screen to Lynch. Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up fourth down.
I know you got a baseball background, right?
A little bit. Started minor league ball.
Yeah, you did some of that, right? What do they do when they do the signals? An indicator, right?
Tells you whether it goes or not, yeah.
Yeah, whether the play's on or not. How about the indicators offensive linemen give when they're getting ready to run a screen pass? And if those get red, well, we just saw that there, didn't we?
No gain.
No gain. Deciphered it and finished the play off.
So this offensive unit, they've now had 3 drives, and they only have 3 points to show for it.
Payoff is the key for everything. How many offenses have we talked to that say we have to finish drives? Thus far, this team hasn't finished it quite the way they wanted to.
Well, if you haven't gotten enough football this Thanksgiving weekend, there's still more to come. Tonight,
yes,
you're pumped up. It's two of the most storied franchises in NFL history doing battle, the Packers and Steelers from Heinz Field. Then tomorrow night, more. Wrap up your Cyber Monday with the Texans at the Ravens from Baltimore.
Man, is it time to start shopping already?
Just go online, man. I said Cyber Monday. Click, click, click. They begin the drive with Charles. And some room to work. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. They'll keep it on the ground with Charles again. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. Charles getting the handoff from Simeon. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
No. Check. Patriot. Let's go. Detroit. Let's go. Boom. Back down to that Philly. Here we go. Over.
They'll try the air now with Simeon. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays.
Let's go.
The wide receiver moving to a new spot. The first throw for the backup Lynch. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
This is away, and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it. Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. They'll run again with Lynch. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Give him 8 yards. There's still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football. Yeah. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Second down, Lynch. Eluding the pressure right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Lynch now, work to do, certainly after that sack. This is 3rd and long.
Detroit! All right, here we go. Blue 90.
Now Lynch going to give to Charles. Room here to run. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And the back goes into motion. Now Lynch on first down. A dump off for Charles. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it, no one got it. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Lynch. Being chased out left. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Virgil Green is tight end, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
Was trying to extend the life of that play, wasn't he? Got out of the pocket, ended up scrambling off to his left, trying to find someone, anyone open downfield to try and make a big-time play.
Thought he had an opening there for a second, but that window closed pretty quickly. The Broncos on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Motion here in the backfield. On 3rd down, Lynch. Got a man. He finds Sanders. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Flush to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you cross country to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando with our halftime report, here's Larry Ridley. Now McManus on to kick this one off. This is taken at the 3. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard right around the 26. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
So the offense needing 4 yards. It's 3rd down. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Yeah, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
They'll keep it on the ground, this time with Charles. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, as it'll leave them with a third and about 4 more for a first. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Now Jamal Charles on third down. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And the D-line pinching together, must be expecting the run. They run. Charles. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Now they'll look to throw it with Lynch. Sanders has it over the middle. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. The Broncos on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Charles. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
So while the offense has had a big day, no one on that side of the ball is excited about seeing a loss like that. Their goal, to make every play positive. And when you have a bad one like that, your next goal is to not let it spiral into more.
This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
They start the drive with Lynch. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. He makes a wonderful play there off the corner, protecting his side of the field.
Oh, that reminds me of the great defenses of old, doesn't it? The Pittsburgh Steelers steel curtain. They would not let you get on the field if you could only do one thing. You had to be a complete guy, and you had to be able to tackle.
Now, I know I've said this before, but you know I wasn't alive when the steel curtain was played. I know them, but I just want to let you know I wasn't alive.
I'm going to keep peppering that in there, and one of these days you're going to think that you were.
In a 3-4 defense there and against the run, a lot of responsibility can fall on that nose tackle.
A ton of responsibility, no pun intended, because they've got to deal with not just the center, both guards, and a lot of times they have to eat up double teams in order to let the rest of the guys get to the football. But how about that play? He not only did he eat up the double team, he ate up the ball carrier as well.
I was going to say, talking about puns, you said eat up the double team. Back now in the East Bay. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the 4th. Offense trying to avoid stalling out, facing a 3rd and 10. Throwing his car on 3rd down. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Not something you see a whole lot of. A sack of Derek Carr, and due in large part to a good O-line. Carr was sacked on less than 3% of his dropbacks last year, lowest in the league.
Oakland knew it was important to take care of their quarterback. They picked up Donald Penn, Kelechi Osemele, and Rodney Hudson in recent years, and it's paid off.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Now Sanders. 12 yards on the return that time. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. A toss play. Here comes Charles. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a full 8 yards. It sets him back for 2nd down. Shift together here from the D-line. Again, it's Charles. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Halfback sent in motion. On 3rd down, Lynch going underneath for Charles. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Here's Riley Dixon now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. And now here come the Raiders. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll start on the ground with Lynch. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Now after the play, it's Marshawn Lynch, who appears to have been shaken up. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. Shotgun now for Carr. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Michael Crabtree there. And it's 3rd down.
Well, they're slinging it. And then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown, out of his reach, and incomplete. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
6, 6, 8. One day, now. 180. Watch the twit. 637. Loose right, chief.
From the gun, Carr. But it's brought in by Washington. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together.
Here we go. Right 29. Express.
Carr now on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football, because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Now they'll run it on the toss. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. On the toss play, this is Washington. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Nice job there defensively on 3rd down. Not only did they string the play out, but they didn't allow any room for a cutback. Really well organized on the defensive side.
Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down.
Keep 15. Get down.
And the back goes into motion. Back to throw. And he's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Shaquille Barrett in there to get him for a loss of 5. And they'll start this drive with very good field position.
Back in it, Philly. Here we go. Set. Detroit.
As they've done all day, they run with Charles. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Now look at Leopard.
On second down, Jamal Charles. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's in. Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. The Broncos on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10.
All right, here we go. Gun.
And he goes in motion here in the backfield. Lynch to throw. And this is caught. Demaryius Thomas. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Watch it now. All right, now look at 56.
This is Charles. Looking to find a lane, but he can't rein in at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Charles. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
All right, here we go. 3, 9, 10.
On 3rd down, that's Charles. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.